Hello my dear students, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to learn class 10 English lesson The Gift of Magi's question and answers, and this will be the part 1 of our question and answer sessions wherein we will be learning first 10 questions in detail. And even for your convenience, I'll be sharing the link of this lesson's explanation in the description box so you can see according to your convenience. So let's proceed on to the question and answers. But before that, if you are viewing my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notifications of my latest upcoming videos, and so that you also don't miss any of the videos. Do watch the video till end, and if you like it, hit the like button and share among your friends. So students, let's proceed on to the question and answers. We have comprehension questions in our textbook, and it states that answer briefly the following questions, wherein the first question is, how did Della save her $1.87? When we learn the chapter, when we read it, we come to know that Della, she was saving money to get a gift for her husband. So how did she save this much amount is the question. So the answer is, Della had saved her $1.87 by bargaining hard about prices with the grocer, the vegetable man, and the butcher. Right, students? We just learned the lesson and we came to know that she was not having the sufficient amount to get the gift. No gift was available within that amount. So she had to collect so much extra money and she had to work hard for that. She used to bargain very hard when she used to go to buy the groceries, the vegetable man, and to the butcher. Everywhere she used to bargain, lessen the amount, and then whatever was her saving, she used to save. In that manner, she was able to save $1.87. So this is your answer. So let's move on to the next question. The writer gives details of Jim's flat. Pick out the details. So when we go through the chapter, we come to know about the description of the Jim's flat. So we have to just mention what are those points, those lines which are describing it. So answer is, it was furnished flat at $8 per week. There was nothing to describe. In the vestibule below was a letter box into which no letter would go, and an electric button from which no mortal finger could coax a ring. Attached to the button was a card bearing the name Mr. James Dillingham Young. Okay, so students, we have these lines in the book wherein it describes the condition of the house, of the flat of the James, that it was a furnished flat and they had to pay $8 per week, and there was nothing else to describe, but there was a letterbox near the gate, and which letterbox was always vacant. It did not had any letter. No letter would come and go from that box, and there was an electric button, and on which no finger used to coax a ring. Means there was a button for ringing a bell, but no finger used to go there to ring the bell. And attached to it was a card which bear the name of the James. It was written as Mr. James Dillingham Young, his full name. So this is what the answer, this is what the detailed description of the flat given in your textbook. So moving on to the third question. The card bearing the full name of Jim now had only one letter D on it. State whether the statement is true or false. It's just true or false question, students. There was a card bearing the name of Jim and now it had only one letter D. Is it true? Is it mentioned in the chapter? So it's yes, the answer is true. Okay. Next question. What were the most precious possessions of Jim and Della? So here, what were the two very valuable and precious things that they owned, Jim and Della? Okay, so when we learn the lesson, when we go through it, we understand there was something which was very precious. So let's see what's the answer. The answer is, the most precious possession of Jim was the gold watch that had been his father's and his grandfather's before him. Della's possession was her long shining hair that fell down like a cascade of brown waters. So where and we learn the chapter and we come to know again that the two precious possessions that they own, that was their own selves, and that was Jim's gold watch, which he had got from his father, and his father had got it from his grandfather. So it was like a hereditary one, which was being passed from the father to son and again to his son. So that was a very precious possession which Jim had, and it was the only one possession which Jim had with him. In the same way, Della's possession was her long shining hair. She had a very beautiful and a long hair which would just surpass any other jewels. So, and when she used to make it fall down from out of the window, it would appear like a cascade of brown waters. Cascade is nothing but a fountain or a falling of a water from a high mountain sides. Okay, so it would be like very beautiful brown water cascade. So this is what the answer. Moving on to the next question. How was the writer compared Della's hair to Queen of Sheba's jewels? So here we see that in this lesson, Della's hair has been compared to the Queen Sheba's jewelries. So how was it? How has the writer compared it? So answer is, the writer says that had the Queen of Sheba lived in the flat across the air shaft, Dilla would have let her hair hang out the window some day to dry, just to appreciate the Majesty's jewels and gifts. So the writer compares in the lesson by saying that if Queen of Sheba would have lived in a flat across the air shaft, a long building or a tower, and Della, if she would have left her hair hang out of the window someday to dry because maybe it was wet, her hairs were wet, it would just depreciate the Majesty's jewel. Means it would depreciate, it would lessen and decrease the value of the jewelry and the gifts of Sheba, Queen of Sheba. So this is how he has compared Della's hair to the Queen Sheba's jewels. Okay, I hope it's clear. Next question. How has the writer compared Jim's watch to King Solomon's treasures? So, how has the writer compared Jim's watch to King Solomon's treasures, his wealth, and his valuable things? The answer is, the writer says that had King Solomon been the janitor with all his treasures piled up in the basement, Jim would have pulled out his watch every time he passed just to see him pluck at his beard with envy. Okay, so writer says here that if King Solomon, if he would be a janitor, means a guard, a doorkeeper, or a watchkeeper, so he would be standing near the door to safeguard his treasures which were piled up in the basement. And if Jim would have passed from that place, from that area, and if he would have just seen the watch at that time while passing, if he would have seen the watch, he would have seen the time, and that King Solomon would have seen that, and he would envied the watch of Jim because it was so precious, so simple, and so valuable. Okay, so this is how we has compared Jim's watch. Moving on to the next question. Why did Della decide to sell her hair? So when you read the lesson, you come across that Della had decided to sell her hairs. What was the reason? So answer is, Della wanted to buy a gift for Jim, and she had only $1.87, which was not sufficient to buy any gift. Hence, she decided to sell her hair and buy a gift with the money she would get. Right, students? When we read the chapter, we understood, we got to know that Della wanted to buy a gift for her husband, that is Jim, and she did not had sufficient amount. She had only $1.87, and from that money she would not get any kind of gift. So she decided that she would sell her beautiful precious hair, and whatever money she would get from that hair selling hairs, she would buy a gift with that money. So that is why she had decided to sell the hair. Okay, moving to next one. How much money did she get for her hairs? So how much money did she get after she sold her hairs? So the answer is, Dilla got $20 for her hair. Okay, because it was a very beautiful and shining and a precious hair, she got $20 for it, from which she was able to buy the gift. Moving on to the next question. What did Della buy for Jim? Okay, so we know that she had bought a gift for the husband, for the Jim, but what did she buy? So the answer is, Della bought a platinum fab chain to be used for Jim's watch in place of the old leather strap that he used. So when we read the lesson, we come across that Della wanted to buy a precious gift, and that was nothing but a platinum fab chain, which she would buy for Jim so that he could put that chain in his precious watch, which he was having, and which had an old weather strap in it, and it did not look beautiful. So she wanted to buy him a platinum fab chain for his watch. Okay. Moving on to the last 10th question of this video. How was the gift worthy of the watch? Was it really worthy, valuable as to the watch? So how was it? You have to mention that. So answer is the platinum fob chain was simple and chaste in design, properly proclaiming its value by substance alone and not by meretricious ornamentation. Okay. So the answer here is that the platinum fob chain what she had bought was very simple and sober in design. It was very beautiful and it suited the way the platinum watch was. It was balancing the value. It would have added to the more value of the James watch. It was not only with the value of the substance alone, but it did not had any extra meretricious ornamentation, means no extra decoration, no fake decoration was done. It was pure, it was very simple design, and it was very suitable for the platinum watch which Jim had as a possession. Okay, students, so I hope you all have understood these many question and answers. It was informative and useful for you all. Thank you for watching my video. Do wait for the other videos wherein we'll be back soon with the other question and answers. Till then, thank you.